This episode of the Rocker Skating Podcast is brought to you by Aura. Let's be honest, breaking in new skates is kind of the worst, right? Blisters, sore ankles, the whole deal. Aura is here to make that way easier. Their skates are built with a one-piece carbon fiber shell that you can heat mold to your foot, so they fit you and not the other way around. And Aura skates have an integrated collar system, which basically means your boot bends with you while giving you the support that you need. Translation: more skating, less complaining. Visit auraskates.com to learn more. Welcome to the Rocker Skating Podcast. We are 4 Grand Prix into the Grand Prix season now, and I feel a little bit better now that we have gotten through the 2 overnight competitions.
Yeah, seriously.
Hi, Michelle. How are you
Hi.
feeling?
Hi, Jackie. I'm feeling well rested, and I hope you are too.
I am. I mean, that's the beauty of a Grand Prix competition finishing at 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday is that I basically slept all weekend.
Yeah.
I literally had people calling me being like, "So are we having lunch today?" And I'm like,
Nope.
"No, I am closing the blinds. I'm putting on my eye mask and I am sleeping." And I woke up at 11 o'clock today. I felt like such a
Amazing.
slob.
Yeah. That sounds wonderful. I spent all of Saturday catching up on the events that I slept through, and Friday too. But it felt good to be completely caught up with everything by Saturday, like late afternoon. It was beautiful.
Well, I will say, this competition, this was much more, I would say, much more of what you would expect in a normal season's Grand Prix event.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that it was poorly skated. It was just that it was kind of an average run-of-the-mill Grand Prix. And for the most part, it wasn't the like fireworks that we had over the last 3 weeks. And in some ways, I'm okay with that. But also in some ways, I was in the middle of the night being like, "Oh no, another another
Yeah.
fall." But you know what you were saying at the beginning. I
I
got my reward right at the
Yeah, you
end.
got your reward staying up all that night. The very last performance was Kaori's incredible free skate. It was
Oh,
worth it.
Kaori.
I was so jazzed after that, I watched all the way through the award ceremony. Did you watch through the award ceremony, when you were watching live to see
No,
Midori Ito?
I definitely did not, but I saw all the Midori Ito
Yeah.
stuff
I
afterwards. What a
love
legend.
Midori. That was so cute.
Legends with legends.
Mhm.
There was somebody on Twitter who posted a kiss and cry reaction video of Midori Ito, and she has that same like double-handed like super happy
Aw,
wave that
yeah.
Kaori Sakamoto has.
Aw.
Legends, all of
Mhm.
them, both of them. Okay, we're gonna start like we did
Alright.
for the preview with a little bit of ice dance.
Alright.
Let's start there. The return of the Shibutanis. Take it
Okay,
away.
we're gonna start with that.
Take it away, Michelle.
Okay, so it was interesting to see them. I guess practices are closed at NHK, so the only snippet we got was a little video the ISU posted of them just very briefly in their rhythm dance. Um, yeah, it was very interesting to see them. I thought that their rhythm dance was really well built, and I liked the edit that they had with they had a lot of different music, but I thought it worked really well together. I thought the choreography was great. Like, I was excited to see a Zueva rhythm dance, and I liked it a lot. Um, I think that they look fit, like they are very trained, and they look, in shape. They were able to get through the programs. That said, I think they need a lot more time in competition with these. It very much looked like this was their first competition in a long time. I felt like they were pretty slow, and just lacking the finesse that I think we remember them having. I felt like their turns were not clean and they weren't clear. And they were a team that really could kind of like, I don't know, kind of get deep into their knees when they would compete and sort of like filled out those elements. I felt like that wasn't there. And there was I don't know, like a finesse that I expected from them that wasn't there, and I think they were sort of known for their finesse and their sort of, like, in-your-face delivery and competition, especially in rhythm dances. It was always they were always playing hamming it up with the audience. I feel like they were trying to do that, but it the difference between what we remember and what we saw was really distinct.
So I had a different take on that because
Yeah.
I often found the performance of, you know, pre-retirement
Mhm.
Shibutanis to be a little bit staged. Like,
Mhm.
they never let it go. And a lot and there were very few programs where I was like, "Oh, yeah, you are performing outside of your body," as opposed to
Mm.
they're performing what they're supposed to perform, and they're gonna give you some faces, and they're gonna give you, a little bit of this and that, but it wasn't it was kinda like when we were talking about Piper and Paul doing
Mhm.
Supermodel, right? It was very proper.
Mhm.
Like that's the kind of thing that I had come to expect from them. And there were a couple of times like Coldplay in 2016 at
Mhm.
Worlds, right? Like where they really just like were performing out of their skin.
Mhm.
And I actually thought the performance quality of that rhythm dance was more in the line of them getting out of their skin. And I liked seeing that from them. But to your point about the precision and the cleanness of stuff, right?
Mhm.
You really saw it at the beginning of their free dance where they had more time, they had slower pacing, it was more deliberate where those first 2 elements, I think it was the 1 foot and
The
their
midline
their
and the
their
1 foot
midline,
turns.
they were beautifully done
Oh,
in the free
well,
dance, I
I'd
thought.
say I agree with you on the midline. I feel like on the 1 foot turns, you could see them starting to tighten up. And that's a new element. They've never competed that element
Yeah.
before. The free dance was really I had a lot of questions. I wondered about their packaging, first of all. I felt like it was different than we had seen in the past, and I wondered what especially they had a very, like, much more natural look. I wondered if that was, like, intentional, if that was a I don't know, some kind of choice, like, we're coming here just, like, naked. Like, this is just us stripped down. Um, the the Coldplay program, I just it felt like a husk of what we remember. It was just there was sort of like an emptiness to it, and then, their delivery, I felt like they brought emotion to it, but the sophistication of what they were actually doing in their elements and in between their elements was so I felt almost diluted or it just I didn't feel like an inspiration in it. I didn't feel like there was like, creative connection between everything. It was sort of like a gala program, in a way, and I it didn't challenge me, I don't know, as the viewer. It was just interesting. I
Yeah.
kind of felt like it was like watching a team that was doing one of their signature programs in a gala. It wasn't like an attack. Like, I didn't feel like they were out here like, we're fighting for something with this."
I think some of the restrictions of the elements, the
Mhm,
restrictive free dance, right? Like,
mhm,
I thought the most jarring thing was them having to do a character step,
mhm.
and I felt like that like, in general, I feel like character steps sort of stop the flow of the program because you have
Kill it
to,
with
like,
fire.
"We're gonna go to the
Oh,
other
yeah,
side of the boards, and then we're gonna
yeah.
pose, and then we're gonna do all these things," and there are some that are choreographed really well with the actual program and within the elements, and then there are some that are very you feel it. You're like, "Oh,"
Mhm.
it's like in gymnastics when you're, like, on, like, women's floor exercise and you go and, like, stand on the corner and wait to do your double layout, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, the double layout is coming," right? Like, and here is like,
Yeah,
"Oh, the character step is coming,"
yeah.
versus, like, there are some successful ones.
Mhm.
That's part of the IJS that I think people hate is that
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. I think the character step should be an optional choreographic element like the other choreographic elements are.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Actually, I think they should completely remove it from the rules. But, I'm offering a midway point because clearly somebody likes it.
I'm one of those people who would love to have the judges spread around the rink so that they are not performing to one side of the room,
Mhm.
basically, you know? But yeah, no, the character stuff has always been a little bit weird. And what I was saying about the thing that people hate about IJS is
Mhm.
because the IJS is like filled with things that at some point somebody did really well and they were like, why don't we bring it in and like get everybody to do it? And then it's like the first time it was done well because it was done with intention.
Yeah.
And then if you make it an element or if you make it a feature of something or if you make it whatever, right? That's why we see all these like random cartwheels coming out of
Mhm.
spins that don't make any sense. Because it's like somebody at some point did a very cool transition out of a spin, and it's like, let's encourage more of that. But then if you make it a feature, then it becomes a numbers game, and everybody has to do that, no matter what it is that they're trying to do with the music. So the intention is there. Like somebody at some point did a really cool thing
Mhm.
down the short side of the ice, and it looked like it was going to be great. And now everybody's doing the same like short thing, and it's like no. Um, so yeah, I think I do think of the 2 programs, the rhythm dance is much more creative, much
Mhm.
more of an interesting vehicle. The free dance, we'll see how it grows. I mean, as you said, this is like literally their first thing, first time doing anything here.
I
So,
wanna see these programs after they do, like, 6 competitions.
which will not happen because they're not
Yeah.
doing 6 competitions. I mean, they've got, what do they have left? They have another
Finlandia
Grand Prix. Yeah, they have Finlandia in
and
2
then
weeks,
nationals.
nationals, and then what else, right?
Yeah.
We
You
will
can't go to
see.
Warsaw because it's right in between. It's
Yeah.
like,
Golden
um,
Spin.
yeah, they should go to Golden Spin.
Everybody loves Golden Spin because it's the
Yeah.
same weekend as Grand Prix Final, and it's
Mhm.
basically like keep people prepared for the Grand Prix
Mhm.
Final in case in
Mhm.
case they get there.
Yeah. I was pleased to see that the Shibutanis were judged fairly and not held up. I think that they were scored. I thought the scoring at this event was pretty good in general. I thought that they were scored accurately for what they delivered. Um, I was a little disturbed to see the US judge put them 2nd in the rhythm dance ahead
with an
of
with
the
80
other
points.
ahead of the other 2 American teams, especially ahead of Green Parsons, who skated so well in the rhythm
They
dance.
did. They
Um,
did.
oh, okay, that said, I did say that I agreed with the scoring here for the most part. I was a little flummoxed with the calls on the step sequences that Green Parsons received here because they have such clean turns and their steps are so clean. And it was so interesting because Mark Henready was doing the world feed and he's an ice dancer and he would call it like 2 or 3 really nice turns in this and then it would pop up level 1. Like, no, you're wrong, caller.
Yeah.
Um I was
What
also really happy for Wolf Kostin-Sarevsky, who I finally made a prediction that came true. I finally did. They were 5th. They were ahead of the Shibutanis in both segments, which I thought was really good judging, and they had an awesome Grand Prix debut. They
they
skated so
did.
well. Their free dance went in, no reviews. Not one element was reviewed. They've done great work.
On the point of turns
Mhm,
in step sequences,
mhm,
the thing that sometimes you don't see in and you and I talked about this like when we're live in person.
mhm,
Um, the thing that you don't see on video sometimes is the sort of weight transfer that happens when you skip when you jump a turn.
mhm,
And sometimes the jumping of the turn, and for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, when you do a turn, the lobes are supposed to be continuous with the exception
mhm,
of the cusp when the
mhm.
turn actually happens. And when you jump a turn, you technically don't end up having that cusp. And so
Yeah,
you're basically jumping and it's very subtle. And oftentimes you don't even notice it in real time because it's so quick. But when you jump a turn, usually that happens because your upper body is way too far, like way too far
yeah,
out of the lobe, such that your lower body can't keep up with the upper body, and so the lower body has to basically take that jump to make to make it to the other turn without it, to make it to the other lobe without actually, making a mistake. So it could have been that. I wasn't paying attention that closely to the turns, but I agree with you. In general, they did look very strong.
Mhm.
But overall, like for the most part, the calling for this ice dance event was pretty strict.
Yeah, super strict. And I love to see it. I just wanna be able to understand it.
Yeah.
Um, the Italians, Guinard and Fabri, they did their modified rhythm dance. It had a different piece of music, a different Backstreet Boys song instead of "Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely," and it
Thank
worked much
God.
better. It
So
was
much
like,
better.
yeah, the pace was good. I thought they skated really well. I thought they were great in both programs. It was good to see their scores come up a bit. Charlene had a practice accident. She ran
Oh
into
God.
the, Japanese team, and,
Yep.
she had a wrap on her wrist, I think, in warm up in practice, but she withdrew from the gala because she was still in so much pain, which is spooky, and I hope she gets better.
Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully she gets
and
better.
then
She did say she was like on painkillers the whole time and
yeah,
it was very uncomfortable. So
yeah,
she put on a good face.
yeah. Um, and then Fear Gibson, I thought, had 2 pretty strong skates. I still feel like their scoring, particularly in the free dance, is a little bit higher than I can understand, particularly some of their foot. This is another thing, the footwork levels. And I definitely see a distinct difference in the way Lila skates the program outside of the step sequences versus when she gets in. She's very careful. I still think it's a little bit of a mystery where the levels that she's getting are coming from. But that said, can we get into our favorite part of the dance event?
Oh my God, what is our favorite part of the
You've
dance event?
forgotten already?
I have.
It's what you do in the middle of the night, Jackie. You
Of course. Um, for those of you who have not watched Yuka Orihara and Juho Pyramid's free dance, you are in for a surprise, a treat, a train wreck.
I
I
mean,
don't know what you want to call it,
I had seen it and I was surprised. I was
but
like, "Oh my god, this is
but
crazy." It's still crazy.
to the point of character steps. Their character step is so unhinged
Mhm. Just
to
slip
the
and
point
slide.
to the to the point where in the middle of it, Yuka spins Yuho in like on his belly,
On the
and he
ice.
gets to a point where like on the ice where he gets to the point where he is perpendicular to her, and she basically like
Slides
jump
over.
slides over him and then rolls
Flips him
over
over.
and they go into their can, which if you've ever seen Moulin Rouge the movie or
Mhm.
Moulin Rouge the musical, it is incredibly in character
Yeah.
with that music
That
and
scene's crazy.
with the things that they do in both the movie and in the musical. So I know, like, taken out of context, it is like, WTF are they doing? But they are doing a character step in the way that the ISU have asked them to do it, which is, we're not judging you on difficulty. We are judging you on how you interpret this piece of music and the thing that you're doing. And in that sense, they are doing it perfectly.
Yeah.
But
10 out of 10.
it is also what I do in the middle of the night when I sleep.
No notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, It was funny because there was somebody on Twitter who said this is also what my cats do in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
and then Yuka Orihara saw that and said, "I was inspired by my cats when."
Aw. She's so fun.
She's fun.
And Mark was talking about how she was an upcoming single skater from, like, Kaori Sakamoto's generation, and I was just thinking, like, how, like, fun she would be in singles. I mean, I'm glad she found dance because I feel like singles is not really a great vehicle for her, like, jubilant expression, and she's just found, like, the right partnership and, discipline for herself, and if she doesn't get Finnish citizenship by some miracle and make it to Milan, I'm gonna be very, very upset.
I know. She was 14th at Japanese Junior Nationals as a
Well,
women's single skater.
for her.
This is in the Mawasada era, the late Mawasada era.
Wow. I have one more dance comment, and it's a complaint, and it is directed
When is it
at
not? When is it not?
Natalie Toshlarova and Piper Gillis. White dresses disappear, and I wanna see color, and I can't see you, and the ice is white, and the boards are white, and you're white, and I wanna compliment Caroline Green for wearing so many colors and looking so bright and colorful and just like, there we
But
go.
I will say when you are on Olympic ice, those colors will there's a lot of color in the background
Oh,
on the
yeah, that's
Olympic.
true, we did see the boards are purple. They had a
Yeah.
promo video, yeah, that's true. The
It is
ice
a
is
it
still
is a
white,
thing.
though.
The ice is still white, but it is a thing that at the Olympics, I feel like the colors really become colors. Like,
Mm.
I think about Torino, it was like a dark background in Torino.
Oh god.
Pyeongchang, it was a dark,
Mhm,
like a very deep purple. Beijing, it was like a deep-ish blue. Like,
mhm.
so
I
there could be a
remember
thing with that.
in okay, we're gonna have purple boards in Milan. We had purple in Pyeongchang. Do you
Yeah.
remember Savchenko and Massot wore those, like, very lilac purple, like, light purple, and it
Yes.
looked so beautiful against the
Yes.
boards?
Yeah.
So if anyone needs, like, a free idea for their costumes, there you go.
Okay. So that was
Okay.
dance. Fear and Gibson win it, and their gold and their silver put them in the Grand Prix final.
Yeah.
Um, Charlene Grignard, Marco Fabri, silver, but obviously not silver the first time, so they won't make it back to the Grand Prix final unless a lot of crazy things happen, and they end
Mhm,
up getting back on. So this set of ice dancers, it was just Fear and Gibson who have made it in.
mhm,
Reed and Amber Levicius are still sort of on the bubble,
mhm.
and we will see what happens in the next two events.
A lot of stuff could happen at Skate
A
America.
lot of things can happen. Yeah, yeah. This one, the ice dance, I think of all of them is probably the most intriguing
Mhm,
in terms of who makes it,
mhm,
especially with the field, the crazy field that is at Finlandia.
mhm. I'm interested to see if the Shibutanis go because looking at what their scores were here and the people at Finlandia, they would be probably 8th in that field, maybe 7th. So,
It's crazy. Yeah, there's no propping up there for sure.
okay, now that we've spent 40 minutes on dance, let's
Let's go. Yeah, which is weird for me. Let's go to
You were into it
pairs.
today.
I
Okay.
am. Let's go to pairs. I mean, just another plug for Orihara and Pirinen's free dance. Go watch
Mhm.
it. Okay, so pairs. Kanti Machi, as we expected, won, but did not
Mhm.
not as we expected, won by only a point.
Pavlova Sviatchenko skated 2 really
So
strong
good.
programs here. Their only mistake that I remember was that Maria popped her second double axel in her 3-jump sequence. If she had done a double axel, they would have
They
won.
would have won.
She's
Yeah.
never gonna do another single axel for the rest of her life. You know she's mad about it.
So they get second. Sui and Han with a
Mm,
brilliant short program.
brilliant.
They look like a totally different team in
Mhm,
the short, and then they looked more like what we saw at Cup of China in the free. And Nagaoka Moriguchi over 200 points. I mean, I was saying how like this was more of a mediocre Grand Prix. The pairs were very good.
out of this world.
This top four was like, oh my goodness, they just skated so well. And
Not
for me,
yeah.
Michelle, you're gonna kill me for saying this. Nagaoka Moriguchi should have won the bronze.
You know, you're just out here antagonizing me. They did have some mistakes in their free skate that I thought were appropriately penalized, but I mean, they were incredible. That triple loop, double axle they did in their free skate was out of this world.
Yeah.
It made me think if Duhamel Radford were still going, would Megan have Eric out here doing triple lutz, double axle, double axle? Yes, probably.
Oh, absolutely. Megan would just go and learn a triple axel at this
Yeah.
point. She'd be
Yeah.
like, what can I do?
Yeah. The ice coverage and the power Nagaoka and Moriguchi have is it always takes my breath away to the point where I'm a little nervous when they come out of lifts because they're so fast. I mean, her head was like an inch from the boards in the short
That
program.
lift in the short program, I
Yeah.
was like, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, what's
There
happening?
was there was another one in the free skate. I was like, "You
Oh,
guys, this is like
yeah,
put it
yeah.
be careful."
And
Um,
it's not as if they go down the center of the ice for a lot of their
mhm.
lifts. They go down the
Yeah.
other side so that they
Yeah.
can have more. Oh, yeah, totally.
I mean, if they get to the point where they can start doing, like, regular performances that level and skate clean in the short and really strong free skate, I mean, be on more podiums than we'd expect.
Absolutely.
They're out of this
Absolutely.
world.
Their big issue is that the throws are still not that comfortable for them,
Yeah.
in terms of the landings, and so when that happens, and then when they
Mhm.
have side-by-side jump problems, that completely takes them out of the picture,
Mhm.
and that didn't happen here, which was good, but, like, you
Mhm.
saw in the 2 competitions between Kinoshita, and this one, like, they had issues in both of them, and they just didn't score nearly as well, so, um, that is the stuff that happens. Sui and Han, those 2 lifts at the end, ooh,
Yeah, yeah, they're not there yet,
they're
but
not
they have a couple months. They have time. They'll get there. I mean, that short program should tell you, like, they can get there.
that short program was so much better.
That step sequence at the end gave me chills. I mean, just Wenjing's face and, like, the way she moves her head and just the way that the 2 of them were moving through that choreography, chills.
Yeah.
Come
I
back to us.
I have not I still have not been able to get into the free skate because the program is or the music is fairly repetitive.
Yeah.
It almost it for me, maybe it's because I'm always just, like, a little bit nervous for them right now in free
Mhm.
skates because I'm like, when are you going to run out of steam?"
Yeah.
And I'm not maybe thinking about it as I should be, but, um, it doesn't have the impact, and, Kirsten Moore Towers was talking about how her favorite Sway and Han program of all time is the version 1 of Bridge Over Troubled Water, and she's
Mm.
so right about that one.
Yeah.
That like, I think about that program, I think about this program, and I'm like, "N we're not close, in terms of
Yeah.
impact," but hopefully it continues to grow. They have 1, 2, 3 months. They have 3 months for Song Han to go and run a marathon
Get those lifts
and
up.
train and train that free skate. So we'll see where that goes. But they were having trouble with the things that we thought they would have trouble with, which are the side by sides
Mhm.
and the lifts at the end. And
Mhm.
that reverse
Side by
lasso,
side
oof.
by sides were not bad at this event, though. I mean, Wenjing stood up on the sow, was under-rotated, but she stood up, and
Yeah,
they're getting that combo out, the triple toe, double axle, which is, like, crazy.
which I'm so surprised about, given
Mhm.
that they were
He's
having trouble doing triple toe, double toe back
yeah.
in the day.
On the other hand, we had the 2 American teams in 5th and 6th who were 0 for 6 on their jumping passes in
I
this
mean,
competition.
doubling their jumps was like a thing for
Mhm.
them.
And, the poor Kovalev's Camille had a bad fall in her triple toe in the short and appeared to dislocate her shoulder, and then the French doctor tried to push it back in while she was still standing on the ice, which I was alarmed by, but I learned is maybe proper procedure, based on how quick you're supposed to put the shoulder back in the socket.
Yeah.
Educate us, Jackie.
Well, so this is coming from somebody who has dislocated both of his elbows. One was a figure skating fall, actually,
Mm,
not dissimilar to what Kami did. I have naturally hyperextended elbows, and so they're prone to dislocation. Um, but basically, the doctors have told me that like when you dislocate something, the quicker you can get it back, the less damage
mm.
you do to the joint. Now, they could have just said that to me because they wanted to, like, get it over with because I was screaming in pain.
Aw,
But who knows? I'm not sure. But that is what it was told to me. I do have a I did have a thought when he was trying to pop it back in that they were like, "Maybe if we popped it back in fast enough, you could just take the 5-point deduction and go and
oh
finish
god.
the short program," and she was like, "No." Like, she literally was like, "No,
Yeah,
no, 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 no. This is not happening. I am not
yeah.
skating through this."
Well, good
Um,
for her.
so, yeah, good for her, which dislocated joints are hard.
Mhm.
Um, it really depends. I don't know if it could have been fully dislocated. It could have been more of like a hyperextension or something. I don't know. Um, but sometimes it takes you a while to get back from it. I mean, Yuko Kawaguchi dislocated her shoulder multiple times, and
She
it got to the
dislocated it on Olympic ice and
she
popped back in and kept going.
she I mean, that's the thing, right? There are some people who dislocate those joints often enough that
Mhm,
you just get it back in and you just keep going because that's what you do. Like we saw Adam Rippon dislocate his
mhm.
shoulder at Skate America
In
in
Lake
Lake
Placid.
Placid. Oy, in Lake Placid and pop it back in and do a rest of his program.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw Todd Eldridge dislocate his elbow in like 1995 at Skate America in a warm up and then come back and like win the competition. Sometimes it's okay, but if it's the first time you're dislocating something, it's a lot to deal
mhm.
with and it hurts and it's weird because you're like why is my arm going in the wrong direction?
Yeah. I've not experienced this, and I hope I never will.
No, please don't. It's not
Okay.
fun. Um,
I'm a lot less tough than Yuko Kawaguchi.
I mean,
A lot
90
less, a lot
99
less.
99% of the world is a lot less tough than Yukio
Yeah.
Kawagiri. Uh, okay, well, so that's mostly the pairs. Katimachi get the win, and with what they had, they had a silver, right, in France, China, one of those. With their, there it is, with their
Yeah,
silver in
silver in
China,
China.
yeah, they end up in the Grand Prix final. They join
Mhm,
Stellato Deschamps and they win the tiebreaker. It doesn't really matter. They both make it. So those are two of your six. Pavlovas Vyachenko has an 11 and a 13. So they have 24 points out of the two competitions that they were in. They are in on the bubble, kind of like
they
Reed
should get in.
Evelivicius. If you look at the rest of the event, I mean, basically, there needs to be two they need to be beaten only by three, right?
Mhm,
Um, Miura Kihara, Metelkina Barulova both won their events, and so luckily for Pavlova Sviatchenko, they face off this week at Skate
mhm.
America versus Hasse Volodin, Cam O'Shea, who have 13 and 11. They'll be at Finlandia, and so um, they have a pretty good shot, I would say.
Mhm.
Pavlova Sviatchenko.
Yeah.
They're sort of in that medium uh, potential of getting into the Grand Prix final. Oh, that's the great pairs. Let's talk about the men. It was like the tale of two skaters and the rest of them
Yeah.
because I mean Shun Sato really. It was a tale of Shun Sato.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
so good.
Uh, I feel like my appreciation and enjoyment of this event was clouded by my concern for Junwan Cha, who skated an absolutely beautiful short program and then just imploded in the free skate. And when his pants, like, strapped onto his boots, but when he'd, like, stretch, you could almost see some tape, and I'm sure someone on Twitter did a better job of analyzing this, but I think he's in some very taped up old boots. Whatever's going on with his boots is not been solved, and I hope that someone is figuring it out. Maybe he should, like, call Jason and be like, "Tell me what you did, I'm gonna do the same thing." Because, like, help. The Olympics are
Yeah.
coming. We need him, and
Help
it's like
help is
I wanna see him
help
do
is right.
well, and I'm very frustrated. I'm sure he's frustrated too, but I'm worried about it for him because it's like, this is like his 3rd Olympics, and we want him to have a great competition, and, you know, it's frustrating.
I know. So frustrating. His short program was really, really well done. I mean,
So good.
you watched it and you were like, okay, maybe he's back.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just, I do think the gauntlet of having to do the quad sow and then the quad
Mhm.
toe for him in both programs, right? I mean, one of the reasons I think his short program was better was that he took out the quad toe
Yeah, maybe.
and he kind of had to feel like just less pressure of doing both of them.
Mhm.
But yeah, I always feel like when he gets in his head with the quad toe because when he lands it, it's beautiful. When he doesn't, it's a
Mhm.
mess when he doesn't
Yeah.
land it. Um, so you're always kind of like holding your breath for it. Uh, but the free skate, you could just kind of tell in the middle of it, he's sort of lost his like because he has this performance quality about him, especially
Mhm.
when he skates things really well that you're just like you're always engrossed in what he's giving you.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that free skate, I just felt like it like very slightly. And for everybody else, it's like they're still skating your heart out, right? But for
Mhm.
him, it felt like something of a letdown, and he's sort of like, okay, let me think about the next thing.
Yeah, the Junibauer hit a little bit less hard than
I
it usually
know,
does because he was
I know.
just, trying to get through it. Um, yeah. I mean, just watching him in that short and just, the way the power he generates when he just strokes and then the way he was going through that footwork, it's like you see what those programs could be and how special they could be, and
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Um, on the other end of the spectrum,
Mhm.
you alerted us of this for the preview show. Jimmy Ma's Rudy
Oh, yeah.
Galindo inspired It's Raining Men, Macho Man, and YMCA free skate
Crazy.
is going to be my favorite thing at nationals.
And the shirt.
I like I watched 4 minutes of that program and I was just like grinning from ear to ear,
Yeah.
just like watching him do this as I was just like, I can't
Mhm.
believe I'm witnessing this right now. And who better to do that program than Jimmy Ma?
Yeah. It's like a Stars on Ice program. He's just entertaining the crowd and jumping occasionally. Yeah. And the shirt was crazy. I mean, like, yeah.
Uh, I mean, it reminded me of, I mean, Nobunari Oda did a YMCA program where like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Japanese
He would
crowd
do it
like,
in the spin.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and there were definitely like he Jimmy was saying that it was a Rudy Galindo inspired program.
Mm.
There were absolutely things in there like the hip thrusts that
Mhm.
came out of the Rudy Galindo YMCA program that
Mhm.
he is paying tribute to, and
Aw.
like I love that we see this kind of like, you know, this is like the opposite of generational trauma. This is like generational like inheritance that Jimmy
Mhm.
is providing to us from the 90s. So I enjoyed it. I mean, he didn't skate his best.
Mhm.
He kind of
New
squandered an
program.
opportunity. It's a new
Yeah.
program. But you know, if he's gonna go out, he's gonna go out with a bang. And he thought
Mhm.
he figured that that bang was not going to be Nessun Dorma, and it was going to be YMCA. So good on
Mhm.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, should we talk about the gold and silver
Yes,
medalists?
please.
Yuma Kagiyama skates a flawless short program, with
Mhm.
the exception of an invalid camel
Oh my
spin.
god, the spin. It was like, dude, he just overshot it.
Yeah,
He did those 2 glorious quads and then, like, blows his camel spin.
I know, I know.
But he still got, like, a 98, so that's
Then
hopeful.
yeah, he got a 98. I mean, if he lost like 5 points on that spin, and then he
Yeah.
also then, put his hand down on in the step sequence, and all
Mhm.
like, I'm the a more lenient or, a stricter panel would have called that a fall. He
Mhm.
didn't put his weight on his hand,
Mm.
but still, so all of that, he would have been like a 105
Mhm.
with that short program. It was very good. The free skate continues to be really good. Just that one fall on the
Quad toe.
quad toe.
Mm.
And he had to hang on to a bunch of stuff, but he fought through that whole program.
Yeah.
So, you know, it could have been worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Pretty decent outing.
Shun Sato,
Shun, Hurricane Shun. He's on a roll. He was great.
he's on a roll. And frankly, if he continues to skate like this, he is firmly in the conversation for an Olympic
Mhm.
medal. Absolutely.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see how his coach reacts to that.
I mean, if he ends up on the podium at the Olympics, his coach will explode. Like implode, explode, one of those. Like something is going to happen with like a
Yeah.
chemical reaction in his coach's brain, and like we'll never see the end of it. It's he's so excited, and he
I
was
wonder
excited
if he'll
about
let
this.
us mic him. We need to.
It's like the Steven Nedorosek moment
Mhm.
for Japanese men.
You're really into
Um,
gymnastics today.
I know. That's like that's 2 gymnastics references.
Yeah.
Um, stand over in the corner for my double layout.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so Yuma Kagiyama takes the title. Shun Sato with a gold and a silver does
Mhm.
qualify for the Grand Prix final, and he is 70% of the way there for the Olympic
Mhm.
spot. He just needs to have a solid nationals, a good, if he has a very good Grand Prix final,
Mhm.
he's almost there. And I think the crazy thing for me is that Shun Sato in his what 3 or 4 competitions this season, he's been consistent,
Mhm.
which is different than what we've seen from him in recent years. So
Mhm.
excited to see that continue to happen.
Yeah.
A couple other things I want to just say here. Lucas Britschke gets the bronze. Boyang Jin continues to do his thing.
He skated well here.
He did.
He was very
He did.
clean. I still can't with that music, but
His free his free skate is still a lot of skating around circles.
yeah,
Uh,
on 2 feet.
but all he needs to do to get to the Olympics is to just land a bunch of jumps. So
Yeah.
like if that's his goal and
Yeah.
it's not like he's gonna be a contender for a medal, good on him. I don't think he's far from that Olympic berth. Matteo Rizzo, we talked about this last week. He wanted to have a good skate here
Mhm.
to get his points up. Uh, Not that this competition had hurt him because it's just not among the top 2 scores he's going to count. It
Mhm.
certainly doesn't help him. Um, he wanted
He
something in the 250s and nothing
yeah.
there.
He has some lower scores this season. It's like he doesn't have a lot of scores to pick from, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So there's that, and then Andrew Torgashev
Yeah.
imploded in the free skate.
Mhm.
This was the worst competition of the
The
season for him.
short
So
was rough too.
yeah, I mean, if we talk about the pecking order for the men right now for the U.S. men for that third spot, it is firmly right now Tomoki Iwatashi
Yeah.
and Maxim Naumov
Mm.
at the top. Max obviously only has had that one strong competition. Tomoki has
Mhm.
had multiple.
Mhm.
Andrew Torgashev is sort of trending down, but still he's got one of the top scores. And then you got Jacob Sanchez, and then you got Jimmy Ma. So it will be among those 5.
Mhm.
I don't see Camden Pulkinen coming back this season,
Really?
given I mean, we haven't heard a peep from him.
Yeah. Does he
So
have a
I
bye
don't
to
know.
nationals?
I think he does.
Okay.
He was 5th last year, right? Or something like that. Um,
It's all a blur.
so I know. Let's keep hoping, but right now it's those 5 for the 5th spot or for the
Camden
3rd
was
spot.
Camden was 3rd at nationals last year.
3rd at nationals. There you go.
So he does have a
There
bye.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Less up.
Okay, let's go to the women because if we're gonna finish on a high note, we're gonna finish with Kaori Sakamoto. Kaori, both the short program and the free skate, she comes and saves the day.
Absolutely incredible. The look on
Oh,
her face when she took the ice for her free skate, she was so focused, and she just laid it down. It was
she
fantastic.
did. She did.
Beautiful Olympic warm
Oh,
up.
the last time we see Kaori Sakamoto in a Grand Prix, that is not a Grand Prix final. And she knew it.
Yeah.
She took it all in. The fans took it all in. It was all there.
Mhm.
Um, and Midori Ito gave her her gold medal.
And a hug.
So good. And a hug.
Mhm.
So good. She wins it by 27 points.
Let's go. Let's go.
And now has the highest score of the season, just a little bit over Ami Nakai's total score at Grand
Mhm.
Prix de France. So she makes it to the Grand Prix final. Sofia Samodelkina, who had to wait and see for this Grand Prix spot, comes
Yeah.
in and takes silver.
Mhm. And this is her
I,
only event. She may get another
exactly.
one. She's on the list, but
Yeah.
I was impressed with how she backloaded her free skate. I feel like we don't see that as much anymore. She had 2 triple triples planned. She made a mistake on the second one and didn't get the jump on, so she just threw a triple toe onto the back of her triple loop. Well done. Thank you."
Yep,
Okay. She was so delighted with her medal, it was cute.
she
Um,
was.
and I don't know how, but Kazakhstan got Rafael Aratunian to attend this event with her, which was fun to see him.
I mean, yeah, Raf came
Mhm.
and worked with both her and Andrew
Mhm.
Torgashev, 2 very different experiences
Mm.
at NHK Trophy.
Yeah.
Um, Luna Hendricks had a comeback of sorts from the short
Mhm.
program, a little bit similar to what we saw at the qualifying event in
Yeah.
Beijing, where the short was tight and then the free skate was
Mhm.
perfectly fine.
I could didn't even recognize her in this short program. I just, like she just really had a rough outing,
Yeah.
but I think that thanks to this field being a bit weaker and others having rough outings, she was only 4th in the short program, which was just kinda crazy. I feel like at France, she would have been she would have been way down there. Yeah.
I mean, the short program, it was like we were talking about the other week where,
Mhm.
whichever competition, 2 a week ago or 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
almost everybody scored over a 60 points, or everybody scored
Yeah.
over 60 points, and here we had 8 of the 10 score over 60 points, and a lot that
Mhm.
was worse. So the level of this competition was just so much different than the others. I mean, Samadelkina was second with a 67.75, and Elise Lynn Gracie was eighth with a 60.62. So
Mhm.
it was very bunched in that middle
Mhm.
group. Um, I mean, it was great to see Luna Hendricks have that comeback. It was great to see Young Yu have a good free skate, have a good competition overall. It
Mhm.
was great to see Sarah Everhart after getting hosed last week,
Mhm.
coming back. And I mean, frankly, just a couple of weird mistakes for her, like that that triple loop fall in the short
Yeah.
program was completely uncharacteristic. And then for some reason, she's hating the sow this year.
She made some
Um,
interesting
that sow's
comments in
not
the mix
working.
zone. In the mix zone, she said that she felt like she took her training last year for granted and hasn't been working quite as hard this year, and that these 2 back-to-back experiences and mistakes she's made have, like, ignited this fire, and she's like, "I'm gonna train harder. I wanna win." I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, to kinda let up on the gas in the Olympic season, but, she's hasn't been in it for that long. It's sort of an interesting, and it's I think impressive that she's aware of that and speaking openly about it.
I mean, the couple of times that I've talked to her,
Mhm.
she's a very self-aware skater
Mhm.
and very reflective on the things that she should and can improve
Mhm.
on. And it's partially why you see these like different vehicles for her. I mean, I know the Poor Things free skate
Mhm.
is like not everybody's cup of tea, but she's pushing herself to a different kind of choreographic level that
Mhm.
helps her improve. And like there's a little bit of kind of Lindsay Thorngren, kind of that feeling from her, because
Mhm.
Lindsay Thorngren, there was that whole thing with her about like not being a very musical skater, and she deliberately took very different pieces of music, very different kinds of choreography, worked with people that would push her to a different level,
Mhm.
right? And did that. And so I think I see a little bit of that in Sarah Everhart. Um, Yuna Aoki. Oh gosh, sixth. Uh, she could be so
Yeah.
good if she could get those jumps, as she is so good. But the consistency of those jumps just has not been there.
Mhm.
And it always starts with that combo. It's like if that combo goes well, I feel like the rest of the skate is going to be good. And then if the combo doesn't go well, it's like, uh-oh, you're kind of done. So we'll see where she
Yeah.
goes with the rest of the season, because she's now twice said, I'm going to retire. And then just kidding, not going to
Yeah.
retire, um, just to give her a shot at that Olympic team. And
Yeah.
not quite there.
Mhm.
Do we need to talk about Wakaba? Because I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about Wakaba.
Um, it was really Wakaba's programs are awesome. They're
So
so well
good.
choreographed. And I mean, even down to the costumes were great. And I love just her presence on the ice and her performance and like the way she goes through those footwork sequences. whatever's going on with her foot injury, I really hope she's okay and not, like, pushing herself too hard. It
Yeah.
looked like she was very emotional finishing her free skate at this competition because I'm thinking it's her last Grand Prix t or last NHK Trophy at least. We'll see if she comes to Skate America this week. I hope she does because I really wanna see her, but, you know,
Same.
hope she takes care of herself. I loved her Wonder Woman free skate, seeing it, at a Grand Prix. It's a great vehicle for her.
Can
Um,
I say both of those costumes are phenomenal?
yeah, 10
I
out of 10. They're
love those 2 yeah.
fantastic. Yeah,
Materia did a great job with
yeah,
those,
they
and
did.
the Wonder Woman free skate costume was a nod to one of her earlier costumes, back when she was a junior, I think.
Mhm.
Uh, like, kind of a similar look and feel, even with, like, the headpiece, so,
I love a
um,
headpiece. Love it.
when done well.
Yeah. I mean, I love them all. I mean, Isa Mambiekova is my, like, touchstone for, like, iconic headpieces, but I always appreciated Tatiana
Wow.
Navka's headbands. Yeah. Isa was a legend.
Isa, oh,
She works for the Kazakh team now. I think she's, like, one of the team leaders they have at events and stuff, and
is that right?
I see her once in a while, I'm like, "I remember you. I know who you are." Yeah. And speaking
I
of Kazakhstan, Samodelkina, this is the first medal for a Kazakh woman on the Grand Prix, I believe. Yeah,
Yep.
because Tursunbayeva never
Uh,
won a Grand Prix medal.
Tursunbayeva never won. She won a world silver medal, but didn't
Yeah,
win anything else.
yeah,
That was the one that mattered.
yeah.
Let me just finish with Wakaba just
'Kay,
very
go for it.
quickly, which is I felt like jumps aside, her speed and power in those 2 programs was as good, if not better, than I'd seen in the past. She was flying,
Mhm.
just flying across the ice for both of those programs, and, you love to see that, and, like, there were some glimpses of good stuff from her in the free skate. She's not getting the kind of rotation that she has been known for, and so you saw those, under rotations come back to haunt her. So we'll see where she is this week at Skate America, but, fingers crossed. Just like to see her do a clean short with a triple Lutz triple toe and or
Mhm,
double toe and just like, let's
mhm,
let's let's call it that.
mhm. She's the defending Skate America champion.
Oh my gosh, she is. I forgot about that.
That was a great start to the season last year.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that was NHK Trophy. So much for that competition, but also, like, there was a lot that we have been very spoiled about over the past
Mhm.
few weeks. And we're going to Lake Placid for Skate America this week. There are 2 Grand Prix competitions remaining until we get to the final, and we know when we get to the final, it means it's crunch time for everybody.
Mhm.
Oh, and then the Olympics are right around the corner. So, like, we're about to, like, turn the corner, and this hurricane is gonna hit us in the face.
We're gonna be eating pasta before you know it.
So excited for all the pasta.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna
Um,
be absolutely unleashed in Milan with all their fancy coffee.
I mean, that's I'm already scoping it out so that I can get my coffee
Mhm,
at the beginning of the day so that I don't have
mhm.
to deal with it. I mean, I still don't know how I went through Pyeongchang and Beijing. Actually, no, I take that back. I had those, like, instant-ish coffees that I brought with me to Beijing that were actually pretty good. But
I learned how to use
nothing.
the coffee maker in our catering in Pyeongchang because I made you coffees a couple times. I
Oh,
don't drink
you
coffee, so I
did.
didn't know how, but I learned how to do it, so
You did.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Excited for the coffee in Milan. Okay,
Mhm.
what are we obsessed about this week, Michelle?
I texted you something that I thought I was gonna say, but I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say Green and Parsons, and, their
Oh,
awesome skating quality and both of the programs here and the way they skated them, I was here for it. It was great, and I was really into their free dance.
their free dance. I love their free dance.
Mhm.
They have
Thank
a
you,
way of
Jean-Luc.
doing they have a way of doing these. like kind of off the beaten path, sort of beautiful non-vocal
Mhm.
vocalist pieces of music
Mhm.
that like it's it's them. It's like they
Mhm.
just there's just like their stamp all over this kind of program, and you see a Green Parsons program when you see it,
Mhm.
and it's fun.
Mhm.
I mean, I've been obsessed with both of these things for all weekend. It's going to be the same things, which is Orihara and Piranen's character step sequence and Jimmy Ma's free skate.
Yeah.
Go watch it. If you haven't seen either of those, they will put a smile on your face or you will be horrified. I don't know. One of those things will happen. Um, but it's the Japanese crowd loved all of it. So,
Mhm.
and we love a
Uh,
Japanese crowd.
so Orihara and Puranen have a couple choreographers listed on their bio, and I'm not sure who exactly choreographed their free dance, but Massimo Scali is one of the people listed, and I'm assuming he will be at nationals and with the Lissa and with the Shibutanis. So I'm going to find him and I'm going to
And
find out how that came to
and
be.
Skate America.
Oh, will he
And
beat?
Skate
Oh yeah, he'll
America.
beat Skate Bear. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to find him this week. We're going to get the
Uh,
tea. We're going to bring you guys an update.
if not, I'm texting Masi right now. If
Yeah.
he's not going to be there.
Are you responsible?
Okay. Did you do this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's it for this week's Rocker Skating Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you continue to enjoy the greatness that is the Grand Prix series this year. If my analytics are any indication, I feel like every week more and more people are tuning in. Even this crazy week where like we had for North America something overnight, like the obviously the Japanese fans are there, but also like the numbers are going up for all of these competitions, and we're ready for the second half of the season where lots of things are going to happen. So, well, Michelle and I are going to get ready for our long trips to Lake
So
Placid.
long.
Michelle has to take a red-eye flight and
Yeah.
then drive up. The only thing I'm doing is driving up, so and it's going to snow.
Yeah. It's going to be beautiful. Getting there is going to be awful, but once we're there, it's going to be absolutely magical and beautiful.
Can we please no flies on the ice and no dislocated anything,
Keep
please,
your
this time
shoulders in your
around?
sockets.
Please, no dislocations. I beg. Okay, well, this week, stay tuned. I think we're going to have a Tuesday night preview show given our travel schedules. So we'll talk about that. Jean-Luc Baker and I are once again going to be live with our practice cam commentary. That will happen Thursday and Friday, or maybe just Thursday. I'm not sure. We're still figuring out our schedule, but lots to come. And we're excited for a very different kind of busy week because Michelle and I will be in person on site at Skate America. Okay, for Michelle Ellis, this is Jackie Wong, Chief Skate Nerd of rockerskating.com. Oh, and I'm going to be hard launching my rocker skating special edition Olympic pins soon. So I'm excited about that. Okay. As always, we're sponsored by John Wilson Blades, and we are edited and produced by Tara Nichols. Hi, Tara. We will talk to you again soon. Bye.